Hey guys, biracial Tiffany here. I am almost back to my normal self. Almost. I was like not going to make many vlogs this week or something. I was like, maybe I need to just do one a week. Maybe I need to take a break. And now I'm like back already because I just saw The View, because I watched The View. And I always have a very hard time like handling Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Just, she really bugs me. And today they were talking about the N-word. And she just, can't understand why it is okay for black people to use it at all. Now, she doesn't want to use it. She's not saying, why can you use it and I can't? But why would you still want to use it? And of course it was this big long discussion with her talking over everyone and trying to be so self-righteous and say, but I need to teach my daughter that that is a bad word, and how can I explain to her that it's a bad word for her but other people can use it, like some other children might use that word because in their culture it's okay. So Whoopi tried to explain it 1,000 times and she could barely get a word in edgewise. Finally, she did a good job explaining that the word was imposed on us, and some people have a problem with me saying us, but I am black. Us, and we took it back and we will use it how we want to use it. Okay? So Elizabeth starts crying, and she can't barely speak. Excuse me, I left out a very important part. She was describing like why she has a hard time with this. She was like, we live in the same world. And Whoopi was like, no, we don't live in the same world. We live in a world where my mother could not vote in the United States of America. Things are still not even. That is the world we live in. And this girl, and I find that a lot of white people are like this. It's like to not feel guilty about partaking in white privilege. I mean, you can't escape it. If you're white, you're white. You don't have to seek the privilege. It's there. It's something that I understand how you could be unaware of. I don't think that's a healthy state to be in. But other people, I think, have realized it and can't handle it and like really try to convince themselves that everything really is okay and that racism really doesn't exist because they believe that they are not racist. And they probably aren't. They probably aren't really racist. They might have prejudices, but so do we all. Anyway, I'm trying to say that it was like Whoopi put it so perfectly, and Elizabeth couldn't come back with some justification of, because it's like, because I don't want to use the N-word, that means I'm not racist and we live in the same world. And when that was challenged, she just like lost it and couldn't form a sentence and was crying, but it's like, yeah, look at it, cry about it, maybe get over it, and let's acknowledge, if we all acknowledge what's really going on, things will have to change because it is clearly wrong. And maybe this is just going to like tie into all the other vlogs I was thinking about making, but I was thinking about making a vlog about dysmorphia because I was talking with someone that I worked with this past weekend. Actually, I talked about it with a couple people, so it's just been coming up about like body dysmorphia and seeing yourself differently than probably the reality that everyone else sees. I've never really mentioned this, but I used to be fat, so I have a little of the dysmorphia. But then I was thinking, there's like mental dysmorphia. I mean, you could also call it denial. But it like goes beyond a point of denial because it's like so ingrained in you that you can like just really, it's like believing the lie or something. It's like just a mental dysmorphia. And I think that Elizabeth Hasselbeck has mental dysmorphia. I can't believe this has turned into this vlog. But anyway, and if you could take whatever, like, the illusion is away and look at the reality, and then that's how you move on from it. But if you just want to pretend that everything is fine and that everything is even already, I think there's a great number of people, young and old, but I think the people coming up now are going to have so much less of these racist ideas, I hope to God, and prejudices. I think I see it happening, where they don't live in a world where their parents couldn't vote in the United States of America. And as, more progressive generations come through, and as we lose people that have, came from the old pre-civil rights, like immediate post-civil rights era, that will be the new trend. But right now we might have like an equal number of people with sort of the new mentality and people with the older mentality. Maybe it's 60-40, and there are still, thank God, because, I don't know, I have a lot of respect for my elders. So 60-40 with older people and younger people, but we need some kind of bridge between the two mentalities, because, like, we aren't at a place where we want to be, and by pretending we are, it's not going to help us get there. It's going to help maintain this state of inequality and discomfort, albeit less than it has been in the past. Thank God we have moved forward. I'm not trying to ignore that. So I just was inspired to say those things because of that thing I just saw on The View. It just was like, man. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Like, you can probably YouTube it later. It's still on right now. Have a good day.